people.
So do you think the
system.
U.S. government is deliberately suppressing soccer? And
No, it's not. It's not
Peter basketball and football.
No. If you want your kid to play football in America, you have to be willing to spend money, and the higher the age comes, the more expensive it gets. And then now when they get to a good point whereby they're good enough and you want them to get a scholarship for college, you pay for a more expensive program which caters for that.
I mean, this could be the best of the best in the US. Are they the best compared to other countries? It's like they were the underdog no matter what.
No, okay. but the question is, are they the best of the best in the US? The US men's national team, they were eliminated. And there was a lot of theories surrounding why they got eliminated.
Because they lost.
Many theories regarding why they lost. And some were saying that to examine, it's a wealthy country with millions of children, world-class facilities, and enormous commercial resources, but they still struggle, when it comes to the global stage. And the first question is, does America select the best players or families to play the game, or is it about those who can afford?
Well, but my first question is, do they have, this could be the best of the best in the US. Are they the best compared to other countries? It's like they were the underdog no matter what.
No, okay? but the question is, are they the best of the best in the US? That's the question. Let's not even go to the other countries.
First of all, I think is if you ask that, go ask coach England. Go ask coach of France. That's what they're facing right now. Okay, did they get the best of the best? Because it's so hard for what people, what you call the best of the best, according to what? Is that coach's philosophy? Or because of just their scoring, how they're doing through the national team? Or that's why I think that debate of, is this the best? Is this team? This is not only to the US, okay? It's even worse for England and what other team ambayo kocha mambiwa. If you lose, imekula kwako.
Now, here's the other question, and I think this
Germany, alivyomchukua Neuer. Yeah. Okay. Is he the best of the best? That was the question. But it's like...
But now, we want to go back to where kids start playing soccer. And this is one area where I wanted Mika to talk about. Mika, I don't know whether Mika is still on. In the US, to play soccer, like Chome kama mtoto wako is good in soccer. And this, you can talk to parents who have kids who are talented in soccer. Yes. So it's very expensive.
Yes.
It's very expensive. Yeah. So kama una mtoto wako, at that age when they're being developed, 9, 10, 11, 12 years.
Yep.
If you can't afford,
equipment.
Yes.
Going to the tournaments.
Yes.
Uniform.
Yes. It could
membership.
It could cost about $6,000 to $10,000 every year.
It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Commitment from the parents. One parent has. You're a full-time. That's what they call them, soccer moms. You're a full-time. You're a full-time engagement driver. Anini na uko hapo.
Yeah.
And cleats are not cheap, and those kids are growing like CG whatever.
Yeah.
You guys are mentioning the cheaper things.
Go ahead, Nick.
Uniforms, cleats, nini, those are the cheaper spectrum of it. Yeah, your fuel that you're using to drive and everything, that's the cheaper aspect of it. That's definitely not an expense. You paying for the kid to play is the most expensive part of it.
Once you get to that level, I think Omosho was speaking about that startup.
And actually, Bandio, that is the startup age. Remember, even these tournaments you see kids playing Kopak, right? Like every weekend you see kids play. Those are paid.
They're paid for, yes.
Paid to play.
They're paid for. They're not free. So basically, if you want your kid to play football in America, you have to be willing to spend money, and the higher the age comes, the more expensive it gets. And then now when they get to a good point whereby they're good enough and you want them to get a scholarship for college, you pay for a more expensive program which caters for that. But then all these kids are always going to be good at is just playing for college. They don't go anywhere.
Yep.
The good thing is that clubs in America have started developing
MLS.
their own academies, and the academies are free, but they're not enough. Now the thing is, there was an argument, and somebody said, we don't understand why you have a very good talent pool of American football and basketball and say you can't get the same for soccer because it's the same genetics. Actually, Americans are tall and huge, and soccer players are tall and huge. So if you can be able to take this athletic gene and train it soccer from a younger age, you build monsters of players. But the issue is that if you see for basketball and football, even though it's a pay for play method, it's way cheaper and way more affordable for families in the hood to put their kid through a training program, or even just in the park where they're playing themselves, to get themselves to such a good position whereby there's more investments in agencies, academies, understanding that we can go pick up these kids, train them, and get an investment out of them than it is in regular soccer. So the pay for play method in America is a failure.
But can I say
because
something?
It's more of rich people having a way of getting their kids out of the house, giving them an activity, or getting them a free ride to college.
So I think, to me, I feel like it's a systematic thing was done. Kuna vitu US, they try to suppress because ni kama vina glorify watu walio watawala. The fact that they're still holding into gallons and all this stuff. Kuna baadhi ya vitu ambavyo they just want to have some identity.
Some difference, an American identity.
Yes, this is our identity, and to glorify soccer ni glorify. Nenda kwenye page ya Piers Morgan. Uone jinsi Americans wanavyomtukana. It's like, you keep your game. We're just gonna beat you in UFC, basketball, and all this stuff. And they believe in that. And I feel like hata waliko kule juu kwenye kufanya maamuzi, if the person anafanya maamuzi the president, I know soccer very well. Na hata kujua red card ni nini.
Yeah, it's the first time I heard about a red card.
Yeah, I know this game very, very well. I'm really good in sports. Unajua. So kuna vitu ambavyo Americans wameviweka hapo. And I think all these expenses ni kwa sababu government hai fund kutoka uchini, hai supplement baadhi ya gharama ambazo zingeweza kuwepo.
So do you think the US government is deliberately suppressing soccer and
No,
it's not deliberately
basketball na football?
No.
I do not agree with that.
Sidhani kama wana suppress. Ila nachoweza kusema ni kwamba wamewekeza zaidi kwenye vitu vingine ambavyo vinawapa.
The thing is this. It's nothing to do with the government. It's just a capitalistic system. Whereby,
kwa sababu unajua Marekani hata hawana wizara ya michezo.
Whereby profit is the most important thing.
Yeah, so but who creates that channels of profits, Mika?
Their football system, how is set up, is that anybody who invests in that league, their sporting system is that if you invest in sports, you're going to make a profit.
You're guaranteed.
Regardless of winning or not winning, you're going to make a profit. Bottom line of that, right? So it's set up in a way whereby profitability is what matters the most.
Okay, but Mika, if you talk about that, hata MLS, iko the same.
Ngoja nimalize. So the way they've set up MLS, you've said that there's no jeopardy. Hakuna relegation, right?
Ni kama NFL.
Hakuna relegation, hakuna promotion. Ni different na England. In England, there's jeopardy. There's jeopardy in that you can buy a team, and that team can be relegated from Division 1 to Division 2, Division 3, back at 6 divisions down. In America, there's no jeopardy like that. In America, there's a system whereby you join a system, you join a team, your team is guaranteed to make profit from the whole league, how the league runs itself. You make more money depending on where you finish, but at the end of the day, you make profit. So even in terms of players, how you sign players, there's a cap of salaries because at the end of the day, the team has to win.
Yes.
So in Europe, teams go into losses because they have to buy expensive players to be able to win, and it doesn't work out all the time. So in America, the owner is more protected than anybody else. That's the first person that is being taken care of in sports. And that's how the MLS pia imetengenezwa mpaka sahi. Would the MLS benefit if there was jeopardy in it? Yes, because it means now the other lower divisions will also start investing in good players because they want to come to the upper divisions. So it makes a pyramid whereby more money gets invested into better players, player development, and grassroots, which makes the system grow. But as it is right now, where it's just a system whereby if you're in the ownership, you get money. People like Beckham were able to be promised a franchise team. Like they plan to it. They know that in a few years, we'll allow a certain person to come in at a certain amount of money through marketing. And then from all his efforts and everything, he's going to make a certain amount of money from it. So they have a projection on how it's going to work. It's a profitable business for them.
So Mika pia
financially it's good. Football wise it's not.
Yeah, but I think also inabidi tuambie watu kwamba MLS ndio ina own league and contract za wachezaji.
Yes.
Ina own teams and contract. Wewe una operate tu.
Yeah.
Yes. Hapa teams zinakuwa owned na hakuna, kama nilivyosema, hakuna relegation, hakuna mambo ya kupanda daraja, hakuna mambo ya kushuka daraja. Ni kama hivyo ambavyo kuna D-League.
Yeah.
Nobody's just hawezi kusema kwamba sasa kwa performance hii the only thing mtapata ni first pick, first round pick kwenye next, but nobody's been relegated. Hata kwenye NBA, hata kwenye NFL, but bado tunarudi pale pale. Kwa nini hata kwenye Major League Baseball, lakini kwa nini nyingine zina profit?
Sasa lakini bandio unaona hii kukosa relegation, what it does effectively is that unaona kama tuseme mimi na wewe, like we have some money and we want to start developing a team, tutaidevelop na tutajienjoy tu sisi wenyewe. Unaona kama UK kuna story kama ya Wrexham. Of course they've not been promoted yet to the EPL, but polepole walitoka kwa zile divisions za chini. Like people put in money, you develop players there, and that's where like small investors wanaweza kuingia, go discover players ambao pia hawajulikani. And that's a reason why in a lot of these other countries talent ikionekana hata kama una miaka 6-7, like there's someone who knows about you. If someone doesn't know, there's someone who knows about you. So that's the reason why unasikia mtu ati alikuwa discovered akiwa na 7 years, 8 years. Na sasa hapa 7-8 years in the US, if your parents don't have money to go and pay for you to play in those leagues, no one is discovering you. It's very funny, unaenda katika hizi tournaments ambazo ziko California. Think about it, you're in California and then unaona team imejaa wazungu. And unajiuliza like team, youth team imejaa wazungu. Imejaa wazungu. Unajiuliza California, how can there be no Latinos in an area where we know that there are so many Latino kids who play this game? Mika.
No, watana California, DC. Una tournament DC, hiyo tournament haijajaa watoto wa Afrika na wa Latino. Imejaa watoto wazungu. It doesn't make sense. Like let's look, for example, America's best talent that ever came out and was wasted was an immigrant kid who was picked up by an academy. Freddie Adu. Right?
Yeah.
And what happened to Adu? He burnt out. Walimwarakisha. They had nothing else.
They couldn't develop him.
They were surprised. Walikuwa jiona kitu kama hiyo.
Yuko hai bado.
Yuko bado wana coach.
They were surprised. They'd never seen anything like that. Like never seen a kid who can play football. Like walikuwa naangalia mtoto mdogo anakuna talent design. Juu walikuwa jazoea kunecha talent.
Yeah, but back to Ali's question, right? As far as nurturing talents, it's not something new because they do in all other sports. As far as money to build those stadiums, whatever, they do have it. Actually, now wameonyesha they can convert the same stadiums kwa ajili ya bigger matches like they did. Na leo nilikuwa nasikiliza mtangazaji anasema this is the best stadium I've ever been. Katika Aura and all this stuff. Walikuwa Los Angeles. Okay. So it's not about the stadium. It's not about number of people. It's not about the system of nurturing kids because they do that with other sports. Ni utashi. It's a willingness ya kufanya hivyo katika soka.
So there's no willingness to do that.
And I see that katika namna ambayo is like I say, the Marekani, the way iko set, hakuna wizara ya michezo. Unajua? Hakuna department of sports whatever. Lakini zipo namna ambazo they manage kila kitu mpaka chini na namna ambavyo they run hizo. Ukiangalia vile anafanya katika music and also katika michezo mingine, somehow kuna supports ambayo ipo systematical. Now you don't see that katika soka. Na ndio maana inakuwa so expensive kwa watu kwa sababu inajiendesha somehow kama private stuff. So itafika wakati if wataamua kurun ama kufikiria na kuiendesha almost the same way they do with other type of sports. Nafikiri tunaweza kufika mbali.
But look at it this way. In the SAI kwa MLS the Americans who own European teams are pushing. They're really pushing for a European system iingie kwa MLS, right? But then the other people are refusing because wanaangalia, they don't want that jeopardy, the jeopardy of that you can lose money. Hiyo ndo shida yenye inafanya hao wengine wanaangalia from a business perspective, right? Somebody like Kroenke akiangalia the profit that he made from Arsenal this season, anaangalia ile timu yake ile ya Denver, anasema man this team can make more money than I'm always capped on it.
Yeah, I think Mika, right? we're on the same thing kwa sababu somehow kuna system ambayo imewekwa. It's like kwa mfano kama wana fight nini. Yeah, the system ambayo iko pale. Na haitoki Ikulu.
Yeah, profitability.
Yes.
It's just the profitability. It's the fact that everybody in there makes money is what's scaring them to change, because they don't want the jeopardy of that. One day I can't be relegated, and ukikuwa relegated you're making less money, right? Because umeshuka chini unaenda lower division, the money is gonna be mtu mwenye yuko MLS is gonna make more money than somebody who's in Division 2. So that's what they're scared about. But they don't want that.
But Mika, could they also be scared because even with the system as is currently, there's a lot of money being made from these little leagues of soccer, like which are very expensive. But there's tons of money that's also being made there.
Unajua, the one thing is this. Yeah. Right now, because of how the MLS is, right? Mm-hmm. They have academies. The teams have discovered to be competitive, they have to build their own academies. Mm-hmm. And most of these teams are started building their own academies, right? But still, just the teams having the academies is not enough. You need a nationwide system of academies to be able to make a continuous supply of talent. Now, the thing is this. For the MLS to improve, they have to stop shipping their best talent to Europe. A player will come from South America, come to the MLS, light up the MLS for 2 years, he's off to Europe. An American player will come from the academy, light up the MLS, 2 years, off to Europe, right? So the league is never growing in any way because you can't afford to keep these players here. These players need that money. But then because the system is so designed in whereby only the owner is getting profit, nobody else is making money but the owners of the team. So the growth of the league will never happen, or the growth of it will never happen because all your good players are shipping out. But good players are not coming here. The players who are coming here are coming to retire.
But for
your league to improve, it has to... your league does not have to be a retirement home for it to improve.
But how, Mika, how can they retain players in the MLS?
They can retain players.
If South America, Mika, if South America can't, Africa can't, there's no one, it's very difficult to compete with those European salaries. How can they retain players?
Americans have the money. Americans have the money to pay those salaries. They don't want to pay the salaries to the players. They want the money to go to the owners. That's the difference.
I see what Mika is saying.
That's the difference.
So if we start paying players,
remove salary caps.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's simple as this. Remove salary caps, pay market rate, right? Mm-hmm. Put more jeopardy into your league, make it more competitive so that people invest more, right? There's a big market for new football. Like, people are consuming the EPL. It's exciting.
Yes.
Games za EPL zikiisha, hauna kitu ingine ya kufanya. Unaona La Liga ikiisha, you have a free day. If MLS is that good, if you invest in it that good, that's a new market that's there. Nobody has. Why do you think the Saudi government is investing that much into their teams? And they're not buying old players; they're buying young players because they know for your league to gain value, you have to bring the current best players to come play into it. So you have to pay that money. The MLS will never improve if it's just a dump where people come to retire and all your young talent is exported.
Now, Mika, one difference with Saudi, the Saudi league, they're not necessarily looking at profits. There are so many other things they're looking at. Problem in America is that, once we start paying these players these high amounts of money, are the teams and the league still going to be profitable?
No. But Ali, one thing you're forgetting is that the Saudi League actually did say that they're looking for sustainability. So they're looking to market their league to actually sell. They're not doing it for the sake of it. Our Fanyi Vibes and Inshallah, they are building their league to be a competitor of the European leagues.
Okay. Fair enough. But the thing, I think part of the problem in the US is that sports, they want to see the profits right there, or the path to profitability. And like we said earlier, there's a lot of side money being made from across these little leagues, because now once we start introducing that system, merit, there's a lot of people who will stop eating. There's a lot of people who are eating right now that are gonna stop eating once hiyo system ya merit, whereby inajulikana kama mtoto wako is good, like they will be picked up regardless of whether you can afford it or not. Then that, the Jakes and Matthews, now they no longer have a spot, because now it's by merit. And then ukiangalia, if you go to states, of course, like California, these kids are playing soccer. African kids are playing soccer. Spanish kids are playing soccer. But when you look at the team, because I think what they tried doing this time is they also tried picking up, the American players in the diaspora, which was good, but it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to get them to where they need to be. So this is a very tough one for the US.